hello, and welcome to the Kyoshi Herbie Bagwell TV show. I am your host, Kyoshi Herbie Bagwell. I want to thank everyone here at SEC TV, behind the scenes, that are doing such a wonderful job for me. 2020 has been a year of revealing. So let's all try to catch our breath and look forward to 2021 to bigger and better things. Praise God. Let's get started. Take Kempo Kai. Hey! Hands by my side. Taekempo martial arts, what is it? Taekempo martial arts is a combination of Taekwondo and, of course, Shaolin Kempo. Shaolin Kempo, of course, is close quarter combat. I've written a book, of course. It's on Amazon.com. It's called, of course, Taekempo Martial Arts, a close quarter combat art. My martial arts is about close quarter, okay? So anything that's within, of course, your personal space, you can not only be effective, but you can also defend yourself and still counteract and be, of course, effective. We're going to start off with intermediate, then blend ourselves right into, of course, advanced Taekempo martial arts. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, we'll go right into Kempo, okay? We're going to go to 12A and 12B, which is called purple white belt. Front position, bow, Kempo fighting stance. 12A and, of course, 12B. 12A is going to be a crane strike, of course. I block with the crane strike. I grab, I come forward into my opponent, attack the elbow, go over the bicep, kick, cross, and cover, okay, to a cat stance. 12B, because of course how the floor is situated, I'm going to narrate 12B, but this is where we start going to the ground, okay? Going to the ground, of course. Hands are up, ready, 1, 2, 3, again, attacking the elbow, over the bicep, I foot sweep, bringing the opponent to me. My right knee goes crashing down to the chest. I slide up, attack the elbow, kick, cross, and cover in a cat stance or in a fighting stance out in the street, okay? I'm going to do it again from this side so you can get a bird's eye view of what I'm doing. Hands are up. Again, block, grab, turn, come forward, strike, attacking the elbow, go over the bicep. I'm going to foot sweep this person and bring him right to me. My right knee goes crashing down, of course, to the person's chest. I slide up their arm, attack that wrist, kick, cross, and cover, cat stance in the dojo or fighting stance out in the street, okay? Whenever you're doing any type of martial art, you have to attend class. I cannot emphasize that enough. A lot of students, you're coming to class late or you're just not showing up. Nowadays, you have Zoom. Zoom is where you can still take karate classes right from the comfort of your own home. So unless you're sick and you just can't make it, it's really almost no excuse for not coming to class unless you're just not interested, and that's up to the individual, okay? So try to get to class on time. The rule in martial arts is that if you're more than 15 minutes late, some instructors won't even allow you on the dojo floor. But I've learned a lot in my, from my 40-something years of course, teaching, and now almost 11 years of owning Bagwell Academy of Martial Arts. A lot of parents are rushing. They're rushing off of work. They're rushing to get home. They're rushing to get their kids to karate class. So I've learned to give them some slack, give them some type of a cushion, because parents are rushing to get their kids to class. They're not quitting, just mom and dad are working. So instructors, if you can, have some compassion on those parents who are trying to get to class on time and cut them a little slack, okay? Let's keep it moving. Now, we're going to get into brown belt, okay? Now, whenever I do a solid belt, I'm going to do the Taekwondo kata and, of course, the Kempo combinations that go along with that. The Kempo combinations are basically self-defense. So Shaolin Kempo, in my humble opinion, is one of the best disciplines and arts in the world. I think the number one, in my humble opinion, will be Krav Maga, that Israeli fighting technique. That's some pretty awesome stuff. You're not going to find a Krav Maga karate school on every corner in the suburbs, like you will find, of course, a taekwondo school almost on every corner in terms of martial arts. But the most important thing is no matter what art that you're taking, become great in it, become deadly in it. Understand where that art came from. Understand everything about that art. So when it's time to apply it in a self-defense situation, you're right there. You're Johnny on the spot, so to speak. I'm an old school guy. So here we go. Now we're going to do brown belt, okay? Front position, Kempo fighting stance. This is called combinations 13 and 14. I'm going to give you a 3D, a front, to the side, and of course, to the side view so you at home can watch and see exactly what I'm doing, okay? Hands are up. This is 13, so I block up. So a punch is coming to my face or even a hook, it doesn't matter. So if I'm in a self-defense, I'm here, I'm just going to, my hands, I always go right over left. It's just, just a habit. Block up, grab, a thrust kick forward, aya, and land forward. Simple, very simple. Hands are up again from the side view now. 13, block up, grab, kick ki, aya, and land forward. Now from a side view, okay? Hands are up, okay? Block up, grab, kick, and land forward. Aya, and land forward. Everything is about close quarter combat. Teach and take Kempo martial arts that I created at Bagwell Academy Martial Arts. Close quarter combat is where it's all happening. People can run their mouth and brandish or weapon, whatever. But when it comes down to, of course, close quarter combat, everything is about right here. It's right here in the face. Snipers can use a sniper rifle, whatever the case may be, but it's really all about coming close up, okay? Being, of course, retired, law enforcement, it's really important, people, that you understand who you are, so therefore no one can tell you what you are. That's the most important thing, okay? So here we go. Now we're going to go to combination number 14. Hands are up. I'm going to do it 3 times. I block. Don't block way out here. Block within the frame of your body. So I'm here, so I block, grab. I'm going to come forward, strike. My left hand opens up. I come down and around, and aya. I'm going to elbow strike right inside the person's neck, okay? Again, now this side, hands are up, blocking, grabbing, striking. I'm attacking the elbow once again. Open my hand, down and around, aya, okay? So that is, of course, 14 and 13 and 14. Now, from this side, once again, a straight punch or a hook would do it from self-defense, okay? Block, grab, strike, open my hand, come down and around, aya. You always want to make sure you stay within the frame and the confines of your body. Now, you say confines. Isn't that kind of like being restrictive, Kyoshi Bagwell? No, not at all. It's not being, you're not constricting yourself. What it comes down to, you don't want any wasted movement. I don't want to fight way over here and start swinging wildly. That's just an uncontrollable situation, an uncontrollable individual. You have to learn discipline, self-control. You have to know that if you can keep a calm mind in a very hostile and chaotic situation, you won already. Let that person yell and scream. I don't care if it's a relationship. I don't care if you're on the job. I don't care if it's road rage. You have to keep yourself calm in those chaotic and highly emotionally charged situations. Always keep yourself calm. Okay, here we go. Now, the brown belt kata in Taekwondo is called Tege. Again, because of the confines of everything, I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to do Tege. I'm going to try not to go off screen. But once again, any type of katas that you are interested in learning or learning more about, you can always contact me through bagwellacademy.com, or I'm all over social media, all over. Facebook, Herbie Bagwell, Instagram, Take Kempo. Of course, TikTok, Take Kempo 1, anywhere you want to contact with me. And come on down to the school, Bagwell Academy of Martial Arts, anytime, okay? So here we go. Take Kempo, okay, hey, bow, hands by my side. Taekwondo, Tege, Aya. Okay, I'm gonna go slow. Strike, knife hand strike, extract. Strike, knife hand strike, extract. Double knife in a back stance. Transition to a short front stance and a fighting stance. Kick, right, left. Left hand comes down, right hand comes over top. I'm turning, I'm looking. I breathe out. Knuckles go on my obi. My obi is called my belt. These are good. You're going to look at a series of 6 outside, inside, crescent kicks and back fist strikes at the same time. But I'm going to go slow so you at home can see, okay? So I'm here. Knuckles are on my obi, my belt, okay? Outside, inside crescent, back fist 1, okay? Again, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to go slow, 5, and it goes again, 6. Double knife in a back stance, okay? I come forward, I strike, I'm attacking the groin, extract in a back stance. I'm gonna jump up a 1 hop X block. I'm gonna key eye into a short 2 front stance, 2 forearm block. Jump up, ayah, 2 forearm block, okay, right here. Now, I'm gonna do the same block in the same stance away from you so you can see how I'm gonna end this kata. I turn, double knife, low block, okay? I look up, middle block 1. This is called a side stance, okay? I'm gonna do this real slow. It's called an X stance because my legs are in an X. Kempo, we call it a cross, but in Taekwondo, it's an X stance. So I'm here and I shoot down, okay? So I shoot down here, middle block 1, middle block 2, middle block 3, lift punch ki. Aya, baro, and shun. Whenever you're doing any type of a kata, pinyon, form, pattern, wherever you're from, the most important thing is to do it again over and over and over and over again. Little tournament talk really quick. If you're ever going to compete in a tournament, the one thing you should try to refrain from doing as a competitor is basically asking the judges, what can you work on? It's not the judge's place to tell a competitor what he or she needs to work on. I think the best thing you can do, because people get in trouble that way. I witnessed it. I witnessed people get in arguments and almost a fist fight because you have an instructor who is judging and the instructor is giving his or hers beliefs or thoughts or opinion on a kata, weapons kata, even fighting. And then that student runs back to his or her instructor, and then his or her instructor gets offended because of what you gave a suggestion to. So all those that are competing in tournaments, the best thing you can do is have someone videotape your forms or your weapons kata, even in your fighting. Have someone videotape it. Bring it back to your dojo, back to your school. Sit down with your chief instructor or someone who is training you, and then you and your instructor, him or her, can go over your kata and your weapons kata together and just critique it. I think being filmed and then going back home and critiquing it is like the best ever. Are you kidding me? So 2020 has been what I call a lockdown year. I just finished having my 7th annual Mid-Connecticut Karate Championships tournament, but it was all virtual. So there's no venues really, and you got some tournaments out there that can have a venue, but the population is low. But stay safe out there because we're not out of the woods yet with this pandemic called COVID-19. But at the end of the day, the one thing I can say to you as far as tournament talk is concerned is always have someone videotape your katas, your weapons and forms, musical forms, even your fighting. Bring that videotape back to your dojo, speak to your instructor, and then you and your instructor have a good constructive, critical type conversation on how to get better. That's just my 2 cents and my tidbit, okay? Now, here we go. Now we're going into brown black. Brown black belt in, of course, the Taekwondo fighting curriculum. I don't call it a system because a system, basically you have a cap. And that's what you young folks will use now. There's no cap, right? But whenever you say system, there's a cap. There's only so much money you can make, only so much you can learn. There's no cap, of course, in Taekwondo martial arts, okay? Once again, brown black belt in the Taekwondo martial arts curriculum is, of course, now we're going to get back into our combinations, called combinations 14A and 14B. Brown belt was 13 and 14. Brown black is 14A and, of course, 14B. Okay, shake my arms out. Let's get going. Front position, height, Kempo fighting stance, okay? Now, from this Kempo fighting stance position, here is 14A. I cross block, okay? Step, dip, hammer strike, ki, aya. Now, knife hand 1 to the neck, 2 knife hands to the neck, iron palm, of course, to the jaw or to the nose, right over left, cat stance in the dojo, fighting stance out in the street. Always, always set yourself up for success. You know when you're in a job and you've learned a job for a couple of years, now you want to go in for a promotion, you have to keep yourself marketable. You don't want to come in late. You don't want any write-ups because you're keeping yourself in striking distance to go to the next level, next level, next level. It's the same thing with martial arts. Before you can go to white belt, you have to go to yellow. Then from yellow to orange, and from orange to green, and then green to green, white, depending on what your belt system is at your karate school, because they're all different, all due respect, they're all different, okay? So the most important thing is set yourself up for progress. Set yourself up for success. At Bagwell Academy of Martial Arts, I always talk about attitude of excellence. Keep that attitude of excellence. You're gonna make mistakes. Lord knows I made tons of mistakes, both hands up and a leg. But the key is you have to stick with it. You have to be consistent. And it's your consistency and your attitude of excellence that will bring you to the top. But you gotta stick with it, okay? Here we go, 14B, okay? Brown, black. I come up here, I step into the block. Left hand grabs, knife hand, eagle claw, 2 strikes to the neck. As I come forward, I throw a forearm strike. Aya! And my hands come up, okay? One more time, okay? One more time. Hands are up. Even self-defense. Self-defense looks like this. We block and lean back to have some cushion depending on how hard that roundhouse or that hook is coming at us, okay? So we're here, we block, grab, 1, 2, come forward, aya. The only time I let go of that eagle claw, people, is when I'm bringing that forearm across. Now, at home, very carefully, and listen to me, put your elbow like this. Take your right hand, or even your left palm of your hand, doesn't matter, and slightly take your hand and just tap it into the point of your elbow. That hurts, doesn't it? Doesn't that hurt? Now imagine bringing that elbow across with some bad intentions. Imagine that. Sometimes a forearm can hurt more than a punch. It truly can. If you look at heavyweight boxing, and many of you don't know that. Do you know that in heavyweight boxing that throwing a forearm in close is legal? Some of you didn't know that, okay? As a 5-time kickboxing and weapons form champion, I know in close, I was able to throw forearms. In close. I'm not talking MMA. I'm just talking regular fighting, okay? So it's very important, people, that when you are fighting, that when you are training, that your instructor, he or she knows exactly what's going on. It's like coaching in baseball, coaching in football, coaching in basketball, Coaching to me or instruction to me is everything. Even in life, I have to coach my kids growing up. And the way things are, being a black man, I got to coach my son what happens when he gets pulled over by a cop. I got to coach him on that. So coaching and instruction is so important. Okay, let's keep it moving. Now we're going to go into our pinyons. Pinyons and katas and forms and patterns. In my opinion, there's a different. Now, a pinyon is absolutely different from a kata, a form, and a pattern. Pinyons move faster than katas. Some of the most beautiful forms. I just finished judging someone else's tournament just this morning. Some of the most beautiful forms are those Shotokan katas. So, if there's any Shotokan practitioners out there, oh, your katas are absolutely beautiful. They are. I'm not knocking my Taekwondo or Kempo, don't get me wrong, but those Shotokan katas are so beautiful. With the Taekwondo katas, they're all beautiful, but the black belt katas in Taekwondo are gorgeous. Once you get past Kwang Ge, you go into Poen and Ge Bak and Uyam and Chunjang, and Ju Che, once you get up into those katas, and of course Yu Shin and Semel, it's just such beautiful, beautiful katas. So those that are in the martial arts, I support you all 100%, and whatever I can do, call on me. I am here to serve you, okay? So here we go, guys. We're going to do two pinyon, because two pinyon and three pinyon is really intermediate and advanced. So I want to do two pinyon. I did one pinyon on my last show prior to today. Now I want to do two pinyon. I'm going to try to stay within the confines of everything because two pinyon is wonderful kata. So I'm going to shorten it up because we're on TV, of course. Okay, so here we go. All right. Height, two pinyon. Now, we do two pinyon this way. We just get there, okay? Traditionally, two pinyon goes from here, 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 and we come up, and it's one, and it's two, and we come out. We look, cat stance, low block, half moon, leopard punch. Turn, low block. Let me just back up a little bit. Half moon, leopard punch. Cat stance. Okay, I'm going to go real slow here. Low block. Half moon, straight punch, hammer strike, chamber. Half moon, straight punch, hammer strike, chamber. Half moon, straight punch, hammer strike, chamber. Left hand, right ear, turn, low block. Half moon, uppercut. I'm going to go real slow. Turn, low block, half moon, uppercut. Some of you at home saying, Kyoshi, what's a half moon? I'm going to show you real quick. Half moon is moving like this. Okay? Now, this way. I don't want to go away from you. I'm going to do the same moves, but now I'm going to do it towards you. Okay? Low block, half moon, high block, leopard punch, uppercut, half moon, high block, leopard punch, uppercut, half moon, high block, leopard punch, uppercut. Left hand, right ear, as I turn, low block, half moon, pay attention, middle block here, it's a middle block, snap punch, okay? Left hand here, I turn, low block, half moon, middle block, punch. Now, at this point, I want to go to this side because I want to end it. So what we did was we went to half moon. It was a middle block. Let me come back over here, stay on camera. It was a middle block, punch. Now it's going to be a hard chamber. My left leg comes back. Okay, now from here, I come in, here, boom, come here, turn, bow, and say, height. Two pinyon, Shaolin Kempo is Kung Fu. In Shaolin Kempo, there is a ground game, Chinese Jiu-Jitsu, okay? We have a ground game. We have full guard, half guard, all the things that you hear in BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But people, I'm going to be honest with you, that Chinese been around a lot longer than the Brazilians. However, BJJ went commercial really back like in the 40s and the 50s, of course, with several families. But you hear about the Gracies a lot. I know them personally. They're a wonderful, wonderful family. But the Chinese been around such a long time. So I pay homage and give respect, of course, to both sides. The most important thing about any art, once again, is getting to class on time. Whatever style, whatever art, whatever discipline that you are going to take, make sure you get to class on time. That is so important, people. I can't stress it. I don't care if you're taking yoga, Bikram yoga, if you're a violinist, if you're a saxophone player, if you're the flute, if you're playing percussion, you're playing the drums, whatever you're going to do, try to get to class on time, okay? Say what you mean and mean what you say. It's so important. I've owned my karate school now, praise God, for about 11 years, 10 and a half years now, 10 years and about like 9 months. And I have to admit, God has kept me, sustained me all the time. So the most important thing that you can do is appreciate that you get to go to class, that I get to teach people, okay? I get to wake up in the morning, praise God for waking me up in the morning. I get to come to my 2 TV shows. I'm very blessed, but it's not like you have to go. I mean, people say, oh, I have to go to work. You might want to start finding a new job if you feel like that, because life is short. So once again, let's go over what we just did. We went over purple white belt, 12A, 12B with the crane strikes, okay? We went over brown belt. Brown belt kata for Taekwondo is Teige. We went over that. Remember that? The 6 outside, inside crescent kicks. Remember that? Then we went over the combinations for brown belt, 13 and 14. We block up high, we grab, we do a thrust kick, okay? Combination 13 and 14. Then we went to brown black belt. Brown black belt is what? 14A and 14B. I showed you from a traditional standpoint and, of course, from self-defense. You could, be in Stop and Shop. You could be at a movie theater. Well, not these days, but you could be anywhere in the public. And I like standing like this. It's non-threatening. My hands are open, non-threatening, whatever. But it's just a great way of moving when you have to move. It's just a great way of moving if you have to move. It's a wonderful way of moving. I just like sitting like this. So it's not like I'm always ready, but I'm ready if I have to, of course, self-defend myself, okay? Always being smart. At the end of the day, once again, people, it doesn't matter what art, what discipline, what style you are studying or taking. Get to class on time. 5P principle. Let's go. Get ready. Ready? Put that thumb up. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Once again, proper preparation prevents poor performance. That's the most important thing when it comes down to martial arts, is properly preparing yourself. And the only way that you can properly prepare yourself is by going to class and doing the techniques over and over and over and over again. 2 Chinese proverbs. The first one is, fear the man who does that one technique 1,000 times. And of course, remember this, the Chinese say, where there is caution, there is opportunity. Thank you for watching the Kyoshi Herbie Bagwell TV show. I am your host, Kyoshi Herbie Bagwell. Thank you and good night.